It's a little different because, Floyd, you know, Floyd is different. Like, I feel like, he's a big fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's probably 2, 3, not by far.
Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
Errol Spence Jr. recently cautioned Terence Crawford against taking on Floyd Mayweather, arguing that Floyd's skill level is simply on another tier. In contrast, Hoya Mosley offered a more balanced view, noting that Crawford's switch-hitting power could create problems for Mayweather, though he believes Floyd's superior ring IQ would likely neutralize Crawford's knockout-driven approach.
I don't really know. Crawford is kind of like, has the same mentality I got. Like he's hungry and he's going to come after you. Mayweather's very tricky, but at the same time, Crawford will go right-handed and left-handed. So it would be a big problem for Mayweather. And if Mayweather gets hit with Crawford, like I hit him and rocked, it might not end well for Mayweather. They might be over it. But Mayweather could outbox Crawford, I think, because Crawford has the mindset that I'm trying to knock you out. And Mayweather knows how to play to that I'm trying to knock you out type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him trying to hit him hard all the time.
However, Errol Spence Jr. emphasized that Floyd Mayweather's crafty veteran tactics combined with his unmatched skill set him apart, which is why Spence regards him as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
It's a little different because, Floyd, Floyd is different. Like, I feel like, he's a big fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's probably 2, 3, and not by far. So, it's just a little bit different things that Floyd does, and Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him. And it's just certain things that he does that's really tricky. Like, the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose, like breathe and stuff like that. It's just certain things that he do, and better than stuff, better than all time type of stuff he's doing. He's not smart.
Moreover, Errol Spence Jr. added that although a showdown between Crawford and Mayweather is purely a fantasy matchup, Floyd's mental game is on another level, something Spence believes makes him the absolute best in that department.
Floyd will beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't do this nowadays. I don't know who went out and Sugar Ray Rouse. I don't know.
But for Floyd with the best work, like mental games, everything.
Yeah, mentally, by far, I feel like he's the best.
Furthermore, Oscar de la Hoya stated that Floyd Mayweather is technically superior to Terence Crawford, highlighting the way Floyd dismantled Canelo while barely getting touched and stressing Mayweather's brilliance as a masterful pure boxer.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
Moreover, Errol Spence Jr. added that although a showdown between Crawford and Mayweather is purely a fantasy matchup, Floyd's mental game is on another level, something Spence believes makes him the absolute best in that department.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites. Bud getting hit by non-elites. And somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Meanwhile, MMA analyst Luke Thomas noted that Terence Crawford's career peaked later than most, but he still views Bud as one of the most defensively skilled fighters in boxing history, with a unique ability to track down and break apart opponents anywhere inside the ring.
This is the problem with Bud's career, right? It bloomed kind of late. I find Bud to be as defensively sound as I've ever seen a fighter. He can find you. There's nowhere to hide with him.
Like Floyd, he has such control over the terms, and it's just insane.
Moreover, Errol Spence Jr. added that although a showdown between Crawford and Mayweather is purely a fantasy matchup, Floyd's mental game is on another level, something Spence believes makes him the absolute best in that department.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend.
He added that Terence Crawford has now cemented his greatness with dominant victories over Errol Spence and Canelo, displaying both fearlessness and extraordinary skill. Clark concluded that Floyd and Crawford each defined their respective eras, standing side by side as a two-headed force of boxing greatness.
There's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
Shane Mosley further remarked that Terence Crawford reminds him of Jose Luis Castillo, the one fighter who truly gave Mayweather problems. He pointed out that Crawford's strength, long reach, switch hitting style, and relentless pressure could push Floyd's defense to the limit and force him into a very difficult fight.
The only person that I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo, when Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford hits hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's going to make sure the combination is going to be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something. But he's going to be on you. So that would be a fight that I would see.
He added that Terence Crawford has now cemented his greatness with dominant victories over Errol Spence and Canelo, displaying both fearlessness and extraordinary skill. Clark concluded that Floyd and Crawford each defined their respective eras, standing side by side as a two-headed force of boxing greatness.
Yes. Like, what fight were they watching?
Right.
I mean, it's. I don't know, man. I don't know what some of these guys be doing in this game, man. Some people, in situations like that, they should ask them, listen, just turn in your license. Because there's no way in hell the fight was that close.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. You get a guy like Terence got here and dominate from beginning to end, and then you find out he needed the last 2 rounds to win. That's scary, man.
It is, and you see how you just mentioned scary. Now, a lot of people are saying, buddy, that type of beating, he's not going to want a rematch. But looking at those gold cards and knowing that, hey, you wasn't too far behind, even though, he did mention that,
you know, he's better than Mayweather. But I mean, what's your thoughts? Do you feel like that was such a beating that Canelo wouldn't want a rematch?
No, I think that, in all honesty, personally, I think that Canelo's at that stage in his career right now, it's a rematch he don't need. He don't need it. You know what I mean? What we saw that night, that's the stage Canelo's at right now. I mean, he's fought everybody. He's did everything. You know what I mean? He passed the torch to the right guy. You know what I mean? He passed the torch to the right guy. You know what I mean? He lost it to Terence, fair and square. He passed the torch. So, if you're going to have another fight, cool, but you don't need to. You have nothing. He has nothing to prove. He fought Terence and nobody else would.
Tim Bradley said he would give the edge to Terence Crawford over Floyd Mayweather, citing Crawford's versatility and Floyd's history of having difficulties against southpaws.